It's a beautiful day, cold outside. You know.
Mm, right. And I'm sure Michigan, it's not the best weather this time of year, right?
No, no, it's really terrible. Especially East Lansing, it's really, really, really cold. Yeah,
Yeah.
yesterday was brutal. Went to class. I went to class in the morning, and my suite mate actually drove me there, and then coming back was like the worst thing ever because I had to walk all the way back for 24 minutes, and yeah, that was that was the longest 24 minutes of my life.
Damn. So anyway, back to basketball. Your freshman year this year, walk on.
Hmm.
You're
Hmm.
from Nigeria. How did
Hmm.
the transition from where you're from to East Lansing? How different is it? The overall.
So I played basketball here in Michigan. Actually, I attended Ultra Lake St. Mary's Prep,
Right.
and so like an hour away from here. Um, so I played there for 4 years of high school. Um, I didn't play my freshman year because when I came, I had some issues with the MHSAA. They didn't want me to play for all 4 years of high school, but then they resolved it to just 1 year not playing basketball. So when I started actually playing basketball, it was like my sophomore year. So basically, I've been playing basketball for like 3 years now and counting, like
Wow.
actual basketball.
Wow.
Um, uh,
That's a crazy way to look at it because you see people sometimes in basketball and other sports. They play, it's like, for example, with me, baseball. I played
mhm,
baseball throughout high school since I was like 4 years old. You
mhm,
picking up on a sport, 3 years of experience, like
mhm.
legitimately, that's very impressive, and you should be proud of that.
Yeah, it's a lot. You know, I still have a lot to learn. When I first came to East Lansing, it was like a lot of anxiety, and they were like demanding a lot from everyone. And
Right, right.
it's highly demanding playing at this level of basketball. Especially as a walk on, when you come in as a walk on, you gotta be on your thing. And me only playing basketball for 3 years, I think when I first came, for like the first two months or three, it was kind of like a struggle because the terminologies that they were using, I didn't really understand them, so I had
Right.
to like start learning
A whole
like
new system.
hmm
Right.
all over again. And some things in basketball that I did not understand even when I was in high school, I started learning them when I came here. Um, but overall, I mean, going against my guys like Marcus Bingham, Julius Marble, Madi Sissoko. Um, it's been tough. It's
I
been
bet. And then
yeah,
it's the Big Ten is no cakewalk. I mean,
yeah.
some of the toughest competition in all of
Hmm.
college
Yeah.
basketball. What would you say
I
about that? Yeah.
I think we have the toughest conference in the country. To be honest with you, it's hard to win games by 10 in the Big Ten. Like usually, home games, away games, you could literally be up 20 in the first half, or say 5 minutes into the game or something. But then
Means
things start
nothing.
going
It means
south. Yeah,
nothing.
yeah, it means
Wow.
nothing because the second half is when things start getting real serious. And you know, the Big Ten it's not for the weak. I'm just gonna tell you that
Now I
it's not
completely
for the
get
weak.
it, and I can
Yeah.
watch. I can watch on TV and notice
Mhm.
the difference in like the speed of the game, just
Mhm.
like the intensity when you just look at players on the replay where you can see their like the look on their face.
Mhm.
Very
Yeah,
intense.
it's not. It's not. It's really, really intense.
Right, and then so now let's go back to you in high school, right? Only playing
Mhm.
basketball for not for a limited amount of time, we'll say. What was the biggest training aspect that you do? Like it's a non-negotiable for you every day when you go out and train and work on your craft.
Um. So when I was in high school, I was like the biggest guy on the court. So,
Can imagine.
mostly I was playing the five. Huh?
I can imagine.
Mostly
Yeah.
I was playing. Yeah. Yeah. So mostly I was playing the five man. Most of the time I'm in the post, and I barely got to shoot the ball or any of that or handle the ball because we had a point guard because we had a stacked team because I had Lauren Bowman, I had Julian Roper. Lauren is at Wisconsin, Julian's at Northwestern. Um,
Not bad.
I had I had what's his name, Will Smythe. Will Smythe's at Loyola Chicago as a walk-on as well. I have I had Kareem Rosier, who's still there right now, but he's committed to Duquesne to play. Um, so we had a really really stacked team, and everyone had like their positions to play on the team and their roles on the team. So my role was rebound, get the ball in the post, do my thing,
Right.
score, play defense, and my defense is like the biggest thing that mattered to me the most when I was in high school. Um, but yeah, most of my when I was in high school, most of my games I averaged like my because in my senior year I averaged um
I think I might have saw it. It was like close
yeah
to a double double in rebounds
hmm
and
yeah
points.
yeah
So I
every
mean,
game
that's nothing to look away from. Obviously, it played a
yeah
big role, and I'm
hmm
sure that caught attention from schools. Probably
hmm
not just Michigan State. What was your recruiting process like, and how did you come to the decision to ultimately walk on to Michigan State?
So I had schools recruiting me actually when I was in high school because when COVID happened, people
Yeah,
had an extra year
that
and
was your
instead
senior
of
year.
just no, that was my junior year I think.
Junior. Oh
When it
right,
happened was my junior year.
I'm
Yeah,
thinking about a football season. Yeah, basketball
yeah,
was. I got you.
yeah. That was my junior year. When when the season got canceled, we were supposed to play Isaiah Jackson when he was at Mod. We were supposed to play them the next game for the district finals, and then the game got canceled, and
Wow.
from there, the whole season just
I,
ended.
I remember right. It was like I was watching the Big East tournament on TV
Hmm
like early
hmm
March 2020,
hmm
and literally at halftime they stopped the game.
Yeah.
That it was like my dad's actually a St. John's fan from in basketball.
hmm
He was like, "What the hell? They're playing Seton Hall and then they didn't finish. What's going on?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was all nuts. The whole COVID situation. I'm sure there's still restrictions of some sort. What would you say was
hmm
like the biggest like roadblock for you in terms of COVID and following all these different rules?
Uh, when you say different rules, like what do you
Like
mean?
protocols, restrictions, like how you couldn't do things normally,
So
or were you not
when co-
affected?
when when COVID happened, I was in the dorm. So I was in the dorm the whole time because I stayed in the dorm the whole 4 years of high school, and like mostly in the dorm we have international kids, so everyone was sent home except for me and my friend who came here from Nigeria,
Wow.
and the dorm was lonely for like 3, 4, 5 months. There was no one in the dorm literally. It was just me and my friend, the whole dorm. So like there was no one to talk to, nothing, literally nothing to do at all. We just stayed in the dorm for the whole 5 months, and people were like, "Damn, I don't know how you did it. I mean, it's crazy that you couldn't get to go home or anything." Like, oh
Did you
well,
did you end up wanting to go home back to your family?
yeah, I did want to go home, but due to some restrictions with traveling and all that, and I just my mom told me just stay here. There's no need for you to come home. It's not really safe like that for you to just come because I went home in 2018, and then when it happened in 2020, she was like, "No, don't do it. It's not really the best idea for you to come home right now because you don't know what could happen with COVID, like how long I would stay home and all that."
That's very true.
Um, yeah, so she just said, just stay there in the dorm, thug it out.
I got you.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
So then,
and
go on.
regarding the recruitment, I had schools recruiting me actually. Um I had Dayton, I had Northwestern recruiting me, I had Princeton, Harvard, Cornell, Lafayette, I had Central Michigan, um, Oakland. I had an offer from Oakland. Um, who else was recruiting me? IO was recruiting me at some point. Um, but when COVID happened, COVID just
Wiped it.
just messed everything up. Um,
Mm.
People had an extra year, and people started reclassifying and all that. And
And that it took up
it's just
spots, right?
yeah, it took up spots, and everything was just completely messed up for me. But it was tough. It was really, really tough. And I was told to go prep school after my senior year, but I was like, nah, I'm not. I'm not really. I just really did not want
Not
to go
worth
prep
it.
school. Yeah, it was not. It was not really worth it because I'm. I'm really trying to see my family as soon as possible. you know. Um,
Right.
I'm not
And
saying like I want to go home and and
no,
stay there. I'm
definitely,
just saying
definitely.
like,
And I
yeah.
feel everyone's situation is different where how they approach different aspects of
Hmm.
like big decisions in their
Exactly.
life. And I'm
Yeah.
sure right now, you looking back, you definitely made the right decision of going
Yeah.
through with what you wanted to do,
Hmm.
right? So
Yeah.
now, yeah, go on.
Uh, so I got to talking with DJ at Michigan State, and you already know it. So we got to talking, and everything just worked out so well. And yeah, I got a spot. I had a spot on the team, and the first few months was a struggle because the freshman class coming in, Jaden, Pierre, Max, these guys are like really good players. I played against Pierre and Jaden in high school, and and I know what they can do. They're really really good players, and for me, these guys have been playing since like they were kids, and
Right.
me, I'm just
Very different.
getting to understand the whole basketball game as a whole. So yeah, it was really really a struggle for me. But you know, as time went by, I started to understand more and more about the terminologies and what they do defensively and offensively. And I mean, I think it's gotten way easier from then.
I bet. A big thing with Athletic Minds and this podcast, Athlete POV, we talk a lot about athletes' mental health and how it doesn't get noticed enough and doesn't like the stereotype isn't to think about athletes and mental health in the same sentence, right?
Hmm.
So I like to ask athletes about any advice they have to other people that's going through something. What would you say to someone struggling with anything in their life?
Um, so I'm a Christian, and everyone's gonna go through something in life, man. It's tough out there. Life is tough. Life is not a bed of roses. You are gonna go through something. It's Life is gonna test you every now and then. It's just most of it is mental toughness. Some people really don't have that. I mean, some people give up when things aren't going their way, or But if you're going through a lot, I mean, if you're a Christian, then you know who to run to. God. Pray to God. God will come to your rescue. But I mean, whatever you believe in, keep believing in that. And find something positive to take your mind off of the negative things. That's the only way. That's the only. I think that's the only way, or one of the ways that you could overcome the things that you're going through.
Right.
Find something positive in your life to do to take your mind off the negative, and while you're working on the negative to become positive, find something positive that you can be thankful for. Because someone's going through worse than you.
Right.
You complaining that, oh, I don't have a house or something. Oh, I don't have a house. I live in a rented apartment. Someone's homeless out there. I don't have a car. Oh, someone doesn't even have a bicycle to ride. Oh, I have to walk to this place. Someone's crippled out there who's wishing for legs to walk.
Hmm.
So, um, yeah,
That's a
whatever you're doing, man, you gotta just be thankful for what you have, because someone else wishes that they have what
that's
you
a,
have.
that's a great way to look at things. Like always,
Yeah.
what I'm trying to get at is always being grateful for what your
Hmm.
situation is, because it's not the worst you could be. So I feel
Yeah.
that's a really great way to look at things. And now, the last thing I want to ask you is, growing up and even now, do you have like a role model that you look up to,
My
or
role
role?
model is it's actually two people, my mom and Giannis. So my reason behind that is because my mom. Now, I've been through a lot with my mom. But since I lost my dad in 2011 when I was 9, my mom's been there, man. She never let go of anything. Like she stayed on her own thing. She was taking care of me and my sister, taking care of the family. She gave her all to everything. Like she never really gave up. I mean, I knew that she was going through a lot, but she never really showed it. And that's how proud I am of her. And that's what I usually do when I'm going through stuff. I don't show it. I mean, I fight it when I'm back in my room and I start thinking about everything again. But like when I go out there, I'm mentally focused, mentally tough, and I don't show weakness or anything. You feel me? Like when we're on the court and Izzo starts yelling at me or something, and you know how easy it gets. Like you can't be out there pouting or anything. You got to be mentally focused and mentally tough to be able to take criticism from the coaches, and especially Izzo as well, because he's not gonna go easy on you. He's gonna go way so hard on you. So um, yeah, my mom, and Giannis is Nigerian. Um, he went from being a ball boy at some
Right.
team in Greece to being a two-time NBA champion. It's not, it's not.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
I mean, he's a figure out there that does not come often, and
hmm
great guy, great player, and of
yeah,
course, someone a lot of people look up to. So that's
yeah,
not nothing to be take lightly, you know.
yeah.
Absolutely, man. So that's about it. Do you have anything to add?
Well, thank you guys for. I know I've been really busy, and it's been a crazy year. I've been school because I'm studying mechanical engineering. Combining that with basketball is takes a whole lot for me.
I got you, man.
So I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you guys taking the time out to conduct this interview, and yeah, thank you so
All
much.
right, we're gonna wrap up another episode here with Peter Nwoke, forward, Michigan State University. Happy to have him on, and thank you, man. Can't wait to see what this next season brings for you, and we'll be keeping up with you in your future.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it, man.
Of
Have a good
course.
day.
You too.